In the world of investing, most people wait for years to see growth. But what if your portfolio could feed itself? What if every rupee or dollar you invested uh, came back with friends? This is not a dream. This is the collateral flywheel where assets create cash flow create assets, and the wheel never stops turning. Welcome to Financial Flywheel, where we encourage and support one another to design, nurture, and run our financial flywheel for taking us towards financial freedom. What if your investments could power themselves? What if every asset you own could give you more buying power without you selling anything? That's the power of collateral flywheel, a circular system where assets create collateral, collateral creates cash flow, and cash flow buys more assets. Each spin adds more momentum, and over time, the flywheel takes on a life of its own. We start with the assets, maybe Nifty Bs, SPY, which is an ETF in the US based on the S&P 500 index, QQQ, which is a ETF in the US, which is based on the NASDAQ index, or quality stocks you already love. The stock selection, we in our group of financial freedom through creating a financial flywheel, we always encourage us to follow the principles of Charlie Munger. These don't just sit there. Imagine, right? You have got all these assets, ETFs or stock based. You can pledge them to your broker as collateral. This is the number one secret sauce. In return, the broker gives you margin funds. Your assets stay invested. They earn dividends, potential appreciation, of course, while also unlocking fresh capital for your next move. This is the way in which you can actually create and raise capital, even though you're not in the business segment and you need to give some kind of a real estate or brand or a business as a pledge. The very act of owning assets in through a broker in a market is good enough for us to raise capital. So what we do now is the fun part. With what we want money for is being provided by the broker. He is giving us margin, which if we execute smartly, using low risk F&O strategies, say like spreads or covered calls or something that we have designed that fits your understanding and analysis. And mind you, it generates steady cash flow. This money you earn without touching your base assets. The broker is happy to. You are happy to because your assets are still there. The broker is happy. Why? Because he helped you in two ways. He serviced you, and also he's able to eke out his livelihood by earning an interest rate for the capital that you raised, as well as the potential brokerage that is going to be cost when you transact in the process of uh, taking positions with your F&O strategies. Here's where compounding shifts into the higher gear. You take the cash flow you have generated and you buy more ETFs or stocks. Now, these new assets are pledged again as collateral, giving you even more margin. So, notice with every loop, your flywheel gets heavier, spins faster, and produces more cash flow. It's compounding, but it's supercharged. So, from your seat as the trader, it's simple. Buy assets, pledge them, generate cash flow, repeat. Each cycle adds more strength to the flywheel, and over time, it builds a powerful, self sustaining engine of growth. This isn't a strategy, it's a system. And once it's in motion, it's hard to stop. Let me tell you why it's hard to stop. That is because even now, if you stop creating the cash flow through F&O route, you have amassed so much assets that with time, these assets will generate dividends. In the initial crank, you might use this dividend to be reinvested within your flywheel. But later on, as the years go by, you might even choose to withdraw this dividend and use it for your own expenses. So that way, you have now created a flywheel that is self-sustaining and offers you a path to, well, if not liberation, at least the next best is to stay financially free in this world. At first, the flywheel feels slow. It takes patience, but you'll notice with every turn, every asset added, every trade executed, the momentum builds. One day, you realize the wheel isn't just turning because of you, it is turning for you. And that's when the game changes. This is the way in which it's possible for anyone with the right mental preparation, futures and options tools, a model to work with, and designing such that the way in which the capital flow is being generated can be used to create assets is a means for not linear or not a scalar, but a flywheel income. And this can be done anywhere in the world and with any exchange in the world that offers futures and options. Thank you for your time. Good luck for all that you're doing. Until we meet next, bye for now.